If you are an investor in silver, gold, precious metal mining, natural resources, any type of real asset, then you need to watch this video. I want to give you a brief update on what went on this week. Plus, I want to talk about something that's kind of fading away from our consciousness, but could prove to be a huge catalyst for all real assets, including gold, silver. I got a lot of information for you. Let's get started right now. There's something big, there's something huge that everybody, including probably me and you, have kind of forgot about. I'm going to tell you about that at the second half of the video, but first, I want to get you caught up on what went on this week in the silver and gold markets. Oh, the sky was falling this week in the world of precious metal mining stocks. Gold itself had a slightly crappy week, nothing that horrible. It went from like 1870 down to 1810. Look, that's not good, but it's not like the price completely collapsed. Same thing with silver, from about 22 to 21. Oh my gosh, silver's going to go to $14. I'll be very surprised if that happens. Now, the GDX, the large gold miner index, it dropped from about 34 to 31. And the GDXJ had a crappy week, dropping almost 10% from 41 to about 37. Now, this is where it gets interesting. And I know you'll be able to grasp this because the analytics say the viewers of Ron's Basement videos are from all over the world, but more importantly, they are of high-level intelligence. So we're going to hop in the time machine. I know you love to do that. And we're going to go way back. We're going to go a whole 6 years back in the past. You are now existing in July of 2016. Okay, the gold price is $1,350, almost $500 less than it is today. Don't you wish we could buy some gold right now? But we can't. However, an important comparison is that this 6 years ago, 2016, July, with a $500 lower gold price, the GDXJ index was at 50. It's at 37 today. It's a full, what is that, 25%, 27% less today? But we have a $500 higher gold price. Now look, these types of comparisons, I've done many in the past, almost never result in immediate fixes in those types of ratios, but to compare those numbers, it's astounding. Gold was $500 less, and the GDXJ was like 30% higher than we are today. And we know all the fundamental reasons for owning precious metals are still in place. And something else interesting happened this week. A couple of these cryptocurrencies that were supposed to be tied to the US dollar basically became worthless. I heard someone say they got to a point where there was no one willing to buy them. They were bidless, okay? And they brought up the point that over the last 5,000 years, that has never happened to gold or silver. But I don't want to cover that. I want to focus in on one thing right now that I think is almost to the point of being ignored by the precious metals markets, and it's a opportunity for a major catalyst for the price of gold and silver. Hey, if you're interested in getting daily content about gold, silver, precious metal mining, all the real assets, natural resource investing, you can subscribe to my channel and I will torture you every single day. Or you can give my video a thumbs up, maybe share it. And if you like, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. I love to read all of your comments. Now back to the video. So what is this major catalyst that everyone seems to have forgotten about? It's the war in Ukraine. It's kind of faded from our consciousness, and it's also faded from the news, and it's also definitely faded from the price of gold and silver. Now look, we've already established we are smart. You are actually probably smarter than me, and we don't like war. On any level, war is not a good thing. But we didn't start it, and we have to accept the fact what's going on in the world. And inclusive with that is the fact that war, geopolitical turmoil, is good for the price of precious metals. But gold and silver seem to have forgotten about that. The Ukraine conflict appears to have faded from the front page of the newspaper, but it is still a huge thing on an economic level, on a geopolitical relations level, on every level. For whatever reason, the Western media has kind of decided it's time to move on to some other stories. I don't know, maybe they need to sell more advertising. But this is undoubtedly a huge deal, and when it reemerges, it is going to be a catalyst for the price of precious metals. Did you read over the last week, Finland is going to join NATO? Finland has an 800-mile border with Russia. That is not going to make Vladimir Putin very happy, okay? The Chinese appear to me to be more allied with the Russians than they do with the United States of America. And many other countries are remaining silent on the issue. India appears to be a little more friendly with Russia lately. I've read countries like Brazil, a lot of South America, they're not coming out and proclaiming that they're on the side of the United States. The world is splintering. The world is changing. And this is not just like minor stuff. This is major economic and international relation changes that are going on right now. And most Americans are asleep at the wheel when it comes to this. And like a divorce or any other type of conflict, there's always two sides to every story. We get fed a very Western perspective on what's going on, but we have to be realistic. The rest of the world maybe has a little bit of a different perspective about what's going on. And I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong, but what I'm saying is there is a major conflict going on in the world right now. And I know most of my fellow Americans are numb to this reality. We are much more involved in this situation than anyone realizes. We're talking about giving them $40 billion in aid. Think about this. Let's make believe. You want to make believe for a few minutes? Let's make believe, okay? My name is Russell, okay? I have a neighbor next door named Yuki. Now, me and Yuki, we just do not get along. We've had conflict for the last couple years. He's building stuff right on the property line. I just do not like the guy, okay? But it's the middle of December. We've had a foot of snow, and we're both out shoveling our driveways. So I'm crabby. I don't like shoveling snow. Suddenly, we get into a snowball fight. And I mean, we're trying to kill each other. We're on each other's borders. We are whizzing these snowballs at each other. It is a vile, vicious snowball fight. Now remember, my name's Russell and his name's Yuki. And we're having this horrific snowball fight. But then suddenly the neighbor on the other side of Yuki, his name's Sam. A lot of people in the neighborhood call him Uncle Sam. Well, he comes over and starts making snowballs for Yuki. Now, he's not throwing the snowballs, he's just giving them to him. But suddenly, Yuki's able to throw twice as many snowballs at me. And it's starting to get to be an unfair fight. Now, once Uncle Sam has Yuki supplied with enough snowballs, Uncle Sam runs over to the local high school and he recruits a couple of the pitchers from the baseball team to come over and help Yuki throw snowballs at me. He's paying them like $20. So the next thing you know, I'm fighting Yuki, who has this huge supply of snowballs and this hired help from the high school baseball team. But Uncle Sam is over, still standing in his yard saying, I'm not involved in this now. I'm not involved in this situation. Well, that's kind of, sort of exactly what's going on right now. And the point of that whole story is that we are much more involved in an international conflict than most of us realize. And when that comes to the surface, and I hope we don't have an escalation in this situation, But I have to be realistic as I objectively try to look at the situation as it unfolds. And if it does get worse, and if it does come to the surface more, the price of the precious metals could skyrocket. Hey, I appreciate you joining me here today. I hope you found my video helpful, entertaining. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do that right here. If you want to watch another video, you can do that right here. Until the next time, be well, and I will see you soon.